Hello and blessings, beautiful souls. How are you? I sincerely hope that this finds you well. I'm here to let you know that I have at long last come out of my hibernation, so to speak, my time of incredible creation. I have been creating courses and I've been creating tarot decks and I've been creating covers and stuffs. And I am now once again opened up my readings on my Etsy store. Now, every day I get anywhere in the vicinity of 20 to 50 requests for readings, and I haven't been doing readings of late, mostly because I have moved and all of the other things that have transpired in my life so far, including the meticulous work that I'm doing on my own Bone Stone and Earth Flesh tarot deck, which is in the making. That's another piece of the news. I have finished the first round of edits. And a very special friend of mine who is a great force in the tarot community has agreed to overlook all of my astrological information that is in the book to make sure that it is correct. She is an astrologer. And also to forward my tarot book, which is exciting. So I'm really, really super excited for that. She knows who she is. I don't want to say anything ahead of time. Hello, AJ. Hi, Dan. Travis, hi. Nina, hi. I'm so excited for the Bone Stone. We are going hardcore. I put up a little video today on the Bone Stone and Earth Flesh Tarot group, which if you're not a member of that group, it's perfectly okay to join. There are no strings. It's specifically for those who wanted more behind the scenes looks at the deck and the construction process. So all of the little updates basically happen there, and then all the Bone Stone bashes happen live here on YouTube. But if you wanted to know a bit more in depth, have a look at the card images, get to know the community and look at what's happening over there. For those who didn't know, I have put up a request for someone in the Bone Stone community to come up with a Bone Stone poem to be featured in my Bone Stone guidebook. And this is something that I'm really passionate for. I really want someone's creative work in there, and I want to be able to offer that opportunity in that space. And that book will, of course, be printed 1,000 times. So at least 1,000 people will get to see that beautiful poem. And the person whose poem ends up getting featured will get a free copy of the Bone Stone. So if you didn't know about that, that is actually something that's going on in the Bone Stone and Earth Flesh tarot group. So hi, Elizabeth. Sorry. So I am offering my services as a reader and a spirit worker once again. I would like to zhuzh my Etsy store, because when I went there today to liberate all my readings, which I had privatized for the move and everything, I looked at them all and I'm like, I didn't like what I was seeing. But I have a tendency of getting just too carried away with things like that. And I just decided to open up for readings again. And then I'm going to be working on all the thumbnails and to make it look nice and pretty and kind of more organized and succinct. And also I realized as well that I have a lot of readings pertaining to witchcraft in my store, and that's potentially because I'm a practicing pagan witch. Of course, that influence is going to go into my Etsy store in some way, shape, or form, but it actually happens to be a very heavily influenced store. So it's almost like I am the tarot reader for witches, aspiring witches, occultists, and things of that nature. That's where I am at the moment. It was not my intention, but we all find our niches in one form or another, and we happen there very naturally. So why push against it? But I would like to have a look at sort of some other readings that I might be able to offer as well. And, you know, I used to have so many weird and wonderful readings. I used to have readings called The Sorcerer's Clock and Demeter's Dichotomy and Fire in the Blood and so on and so forth. I used to get very creative with the naming of my readings. And somewhere along the line, I've like released that a little bit. And that's mostly because the feedback from people have told me that it's very difficult to determine what kind of a reading that is, because it's not so straightforward in its title. And I'm like, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I can get a little bit too whimsical from time to time. And I do live in an occult world. Take, for instance, today. Today, I created all day long. I haven't actually left my property today, and I can go on that way for a period of time without actually having interactions with any other people other than my immediate family, which live here. And even then, I have been in my cottage since potentially 2 this afternoon. I did full-on work in my tiny home, came up to the cottage, have been up here since 2, and now I think it's getting close to 8 o'clock. That's 7:16. 7:16. Hi, Ancient Visions. Hey, Alvin's Tarot Journey. Howdy. How you going? Elizabeth Story? Yes, yes, yes. I'm Jiven. Hey, sweethearts. So good to see you live. Ah, that's great. So it is toasty warm here in the Witch's Cottage. I cranked that fire up high because it is blowing an Arctic gale outside at the moment. And I mean icy, icy winds. The actual temperature without the winds would only be about 10 degrees Celsius. But with the winds, it actually drops it down to about 2. So it's been a very interesting day, and I've stayed huddled in here, and I like to crank the fire up just before I have a shower, because I have a lovely little shower in here, which is nice. Hey, Nellie, how you going? Nice to see you. Jezebel Von Text, hello, sweetheart. Working on adequacy. I'm the same. It's very, very easy for me to be alone for long stretches, particularly if I'm being creative. I know. Creative space, when you are in the zone, in the creative zone, it is the most intoxicating experience, and it's like a drug. You can stay there and just brood in that creative juice for an extended period of time, which is exactly what I've done. So today I want to show you something because I'm actually quite proud. And when you work for yourself, when you work all on your own, hang on, I need to do something with this light. Hold on a second. Oh, no. That's the wrong one. This one. When you work for yourself, right, what happens is you don't get any positive reinforcements. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I need you for, some positive reinforcements. Oh, no, hang on. I've got to get my micron. It just fell on the floor. Who here has a micron and loves to use a micron? It's not my only pen. Oh, this is my Lamy. I've mentioned my Lamy a couple of times, and it's a fountain pen, and people are like, what kind of Lamy do you have? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what it's called. I got it on sale. There's some diehard pen lovers, and I respect that. I respect that. So I wanted to show you what I did today. Okay, so this is my day today. These are all of the videos that I did. Right, so this is mostly for Patreon. So I've got 3 videos in a row for Coven Prep. I've got the Apple Tree Snow Trip, which is when I made my very first snowman with the family. Yes. Then I've got a Hip Chick Tarot unboxing. That one will eventually make its way to YouTube. So yay. Lola unboxed the Spirit Song Tarot. Since Lola wasn't that popular on YouTube, that one probably won't make it to YouTube. But she did an astounding job, so maybe it will. I don't know. You tell me if you want to see Lola's unboxing of the Spirit Song Tarot. Then I have an audio, a Coven audio MP3 thing for talking about the quickening, the experience of the call to witchcraft, which is extremely exciting. I have Off-Grid Living and Loving It, so a big off-grid tour of the property itself, talking about some of the experiences that we've had. I have Home and Hearth Magic in there, and Occult October begins with October, obviously. So that's how important and special it is. And today I videoed a video for the Apple Tree and opened up for readings, finished the editing of the Bonestone book. I have been so busy and productive today. It's been absolutely ridiculous. Folks, if you like this live stream, and I say this all the time, there's a little thumb that you can click and it will give me the proper thumbs up. And if you're liking it, give me a thumbs up because that makes me feel happy and appreciated as well. What have we got here? I'm alone with my dog and my cat all the time. Love it. There's nothing wrong with that. Being creative just makes time disappear. It really does. You can get in the zone, right? When I really get going, I find it so hard to leave my office too. I know. I could actually be a creative hermit, and for all the right reasons as well. Not the wrong reasons. Not the traditional spiritual hermit, although that can happen as well. Oh, I need a fountain pen. Actually, I do. Fountain pens to me are zero waste items because that fountain pen's going to last me a long time. I have a converter, an ink converter, so I just and I can try out all these different inks. My best friend, Erin of Erin Duncan Illustrations, who's on YouTube as well. You can check her out. She's my absolute bestie. She gifted me a whole bunch of these beautiful Robert Oster inks. They are water soluble, but they're beautiful, beautiful, like purple soul and like claret and all these wonderful colors. And they are striking. So I've got one of those Robert Oster inks in that particular one right at this moment in time. And every time I use it, I think of her because that's love. Okay, what have we got here? Go Lola! I love using a dip pen when witching just because it feels friggin' old school. I know, right? So I actually have the proper feather quill and I have a good dip pen, which my bestie got for me. And that is one of the most functional items that I have in my witching kit because you can engrave anything onto a candle using a beautiful dip pen because it just carves it in. It carves it in so beautifully. I'm going to do a little something on that at a later date, I think, because it feels great. Glass dip pens are amazeballs. I didn't even know that was a thing, Ancient Visions. I had no idea that that was a thing. Rose and Winter, hey babes. And how's everyone doing? I'm guessing everyone's great. I can't find the thumbs and the thumbs up. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I can only see it here. It's at the very top of my live stream, but I can't actually thumbs up my own videos. Apparently that's wrong. But I wanted to touch base with you guys today because something came for me and I'm so fucking excited about it. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you. Okay, as it turns out, I had more to show you than meets the eye. I'll leave the pièce de résistance for another time. So, for those who don't know, I did a podcast with my neighbour, Gordon White of Rune Soup. We're now best friends. And he lives literally so close to me, it's ridiculous. It's like ridiculous. And like me, he can hermit. It's a thing. But when I went around and we met for the first time, he gave me some books, some of his books. One is the Chaos Protocols, which I had a quick flick through, and it looks fucking fascinating. And it's about sigil magic, and it's about geopolitics and money and the flow of money. Look, it's fucking fascinating, right? And then he gave me a copy of Starships, and this is a hard copy of Starships, which is the history of spirits. And so it goes very much in depth in the history of spirits. So one of these is going to be a book club book and the other one's going to be a coven book. And then this is what came for me today. The Weaver's Oracle. Holy shit, I splurged. I have had this on my list for so long and I just couldn't wait anymore. I just couldn't. And I was being tortured with images of it. So I need to do a beautiful and an amazing unboxing. I want to be really creative with that unboxing. I've got another deck that I've got here as well, which is the Naked Heart, the second edition of the Naked Heart Tarot. And I have to do that one so creatively. So please allow me the opportunity to be ultra creative with those videos. They'll be a little more than they usually are. They're not your average unboxing because these decks are very, very special to me. And you know what I'm talking about, folks. When you have an item in your possession that has arrived to you, that you have wanted for the longest time, or that just feels so freaking sacred to you that you just have to treat it different to everything else. Well, this item, I've been eyeing it off for, well, it came out and I'm only just getting it. And I think it came out last year sometime. And I have held out that long. So it wasn't for hype. It was for true love. What's going on here? I'm in the process of moving to rural farm to my BF small farm. Yay! That's so nice. Rural France. That's exciting. Dan Travis, congratulations. That's amazing. That's exactly what we did. Oh, and I should probably mention this as well. We bought a farm. We bought a farm. My husband is now officially a farmer. He ditched his corporate job and his corporate everything else, and we moved from the north of the country to the south of the country to live completely off grid and buy a farm and practice homesteading. I am shit at homesteading, by the way, because I just don't like to cook. And a lot of homesteading is preparing stuff, and I didn't actually know that I was going to be a homesteader. I just thought I was going to be living off grid, but then I went off grid. We don't have rubbish service. I'm practicing more zero waste, and the more zero waste you practice, the more homesteading you have to practice. So homesteading was a byproduct of it, and I was not prepared for that, and it's a challenge, and my husband mostly does it. Who have we got here? Oh my goodness, good luck with that. Have fun. It's such a freaking amazing deck. Her books are so good too. I have not one single book of hers. I only have this deck. But I remember that I bought a Priestess of the Goddess, Priestess of Avalon, Priestess of the Goddess by Kathy Jones. This is many years ago, before, like, I was well up in Queensland at that time. And I bought that upon recommendation, and then I saw, okay, synchronicity led me to see it on Egyptian's channel, and then I was like, okay. We tend to gravitate to some of the similar things, so I trusted in her opinion, and I bought that book. It's a very good book, especially if you're interested in Avalonian mythology and Avalonian practices and the priestesses of Avalon and things of that nature. So it's a very good book for that. But when I ordered that book, it came a whole package of things for the Goddess Conference in Avalon, a goddess conference that I would have loved to have gone to. And even though I knew that I wouldn't be able to make it, I left the flyer on my fridge for 2 years because the artwork was by Carolyn Hillier. And it was this one here. And I had a big black flyer, glossy black flyer with the Goddess Conference on it. And it had this beautiful, amazing artwork that every time I looked at it, it just made me feel a pulse of crone magic that was unlike anything. And so when I saw that she released this deck and I saw that that image was in this deck, I was just like, oh, fucking kill me, because that is amazing. I'm dead. That's amazing. And I had to get it, but it took me so long. The postage was out of control. Like, this deck, to get that deck here, it actually cost me damn near $150. So when people complain about postage, understand that I'm on the receiving end of that pain sometimes, because yes, I do buy my own decks sometimes. Yes, I get sent a lot, but I do buy a lot of my decks. And this week, or this month, I've actually bought 3 of my top, is it 3? Yes, I bought 3 of my 2 of my top 10 decks, and 1 which was just, I just received an email telling me that it was being released, and I was like, I'm so on that. I've got the 2 already, and this company was releasing their 3rd, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so down with this. I'm so freaking down with this. But I'm out of the loop, and I also released a lot of my deck collection. As many of you know, I did a massive cull, and I've been trying to acquire decks secondhand in keeping with my zero waste, because I'm very conscious of the amount of plastic and waste that we have now that we don't have rubbish collection. So I need to make sure that when I purchase something that I gotta love it, because I'm gonna have to go all the way down to the park and drop it in the bin down there. So for someone who doesn't actually like to leave the house, that's a problem, right? And also it's bad for the environment. Avalon, do you have a video on the goddess, on goddess-centric decks? I would love one. I have not got a video on goddess-centric decks. I've actually got a video on goddess worship, but not necessarily goddess-centric decks. Maybe I should make one, because that would be fun, because I got some. I should have done it before I actually moved, because I think I got rid of so many decks, and I would have gotten rid of quite a few goddess decks that I no longer resonated with, or I actually still loved, but it was a case of I had a small space. And as it was, I had so much stuff that I still didn't think that after culling all of what I did, that I would be able to fit everything into the cars. And basically we've sacrificed all of our kitchen gear for all of my decks. Seems fair, right? All of my witchy ephemera that occupied an entire car, and then sensible things went in my husband's car. My mother-in-law has a property in Judbury. Oh, we're looking forward to working on it this year and spending more time down there. That's awesome. Judbury, that sounds familiar. Oh, that's in Tassie. Yay. I'm still not familiar with Tassie suburbs. And I don't get out. So I am going to Hobart tomorrow, though. Exciting. I'm going to Lush. I'm going to go somewhere else, and I'm going to do some other things. And basically, I'm using it as an excuse to go into town to buy something deep and meaningful for my daughter. It's her 8th birthday on the 4th of October. So I live in France too, and I'm in an old farm where I permaculture. That's so exciting. The Old Wold and any other permaculture fans, I'm not a permaculturist by any stretch of the imagination. Total appreciation for permaculture. Would love to learn a bit more. I'm going to learn a bit more. I didn't know this, but Gordon's actually a permaculture designer. So he talks a little bit about permaculture. But what was I going to say? Totally went off track. Oh, yes. I stumbled across a coffee, and this coffee is completely grown under permaculture principles in Tibetan. It's ethically exported. It's grown on completely renewable resources like solar and hydro, or solar and wind, if I remember correctly. And it's packaged, and the packaging for the actual coffee itself is 100% compostable. So after you've used all the coffee, you can throw the grounds in your compost bin or in your garden, and then the actual package itself is compostable. So I was really excited for that one, and it's a delicious coffee, and as a Brazilian woman who grew up on coffee, I should know. So I'm very excited for that one. It was just amazing. I work and live in Hobart. Judbury's down your way, just outside of Huonville. Yay! That's so exciting. Oh, that's so beautiful. I have not connected with that many people here in Tasmania, and that's mostly because I hermit and I don't actually leave the farm or the property. We call it a property. This is not the farm. The farm's up the road. But there have been a couple of moots in Hobart, which I have no desire to get to because, let's face it, it's a long way to drive at night when you're not familiar with the area at all. And so I'm going to lay pretty low until somebody does something around the Huon Valley area. And I'm told that nobody does really all that much pagan witchy sort of stuff in the Huon Valley area. There are some. The Midwinter Festival happened, and there were some tarot readers there and some really quirky pagan-esque themes. That was really nice, but I'm yet to see anything else. So that's all right, though, because I'm making witchy friends, because wherever I go, I just meet witches. And occultists and chaos magicians and stuff like that. So where is it? In winter, right? Cards and rocks. Yay! Hello, Jessica. I live in Dublin, Ireland. Pop in for a coffee and cake. Yay! I'll be showing ferrets at the Huonville show in November. You should come along. Awesome! Hi, Kirsten. I'm also hoping to run some shamanistic retreats on the property once it's set up. Come dance around the fire. Oh yeah, I'm so down with that. Yeah, you had all the right words. Dance and shamanism. You just missed beer. They're the three things that really get my party started. Right, folks. So I just wanted to jump in there and say that I am once again offering readings because it's been a hot minute and I have been getting the messages, and I haven't been answering the messages because I don't even want to say it. I get so many messages. It sounds so, but I get a lot of messages, and now I have to be discerning which ones and a lot of spam. Suddenly I've got a lot of spam. Whenever you now sign up to a new app, you get spammed from that app. Who knew? Who knew that was a thing, right? So I'm now unsubscribing from all of these apps that I got. So Trello completely bombarded me with spammy kinds of emails. I was not impressed with that, so I unsubscribed. Expedia did the same freaking thing, unsubscribed, all of that sort of stuff. So I'm very hesitant now. But my email's looking pretty messy, and I had 0 emails, or zero inbox, as my bestie likes to say. I do a 0 inbox. She's so organized, and I wish that I could do a 0 inbox. I had it, and then I lost it. It was a fleeting thing, and it felt good to look at my inbox and not see a single email except for the ones that had just recently come in or the ones that I hadn't responded to yet, and everything was in a nice little file and folder off to the side. It pays to be organized. It creates a sense of organization within the spirit, and it makes you feel a sense of peace. At least it does for me. I can't speak on everybody's behalf, of course. But after all, we live and learn, and I'm still getting over a cough. Just keeps coming back. Just keeps coming up. All right, folks. Well, I've now procrastinated here enough. I've let you know my exciting news. my best friend just messaged me. Oh, yes. And I wasn't kidding. I recently put a little community Facebook, community post about Facebook. If we're not friends on Facebook and you are on Facebook, then friends request me. And I'd love to get to know my community a little bit more. It's a little bit trickier here on YouTube. And the more subscribers that you get, the more you sort of like, you know, lose touch. And I'm a community-oriented person, so I don't actually want to lose touch with that many people. I know that I can't get to everything all of the time, but I'd love to get to some of the stuff all the time, and I'd love to know more about you. And, you know, that's just a nice thing. I think things are getting a bit too commercialized these days, and you start to lose connection with the people that are creating, and I don't want for that to happen. I don't want you to feel like I'm just like this other person all of a sudden, and although I did, I went into another person's persona, and that went down like a fucking Titanic, didn't it? But it was really educational, and I've got to tell you, in regards to my social experiment, I learned a lot, and it was a valuable experience, let me tell you. So, yeah, let's community it up. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway in association with the Witch's Moon. So my good friends at the Witch's Moon have teamed up with me, and they're going to give my subscribers a special prize. And I have to design that. And that's going to happen. And that's a thing. And so we've had that in the works for a little while. They approached me asking me if I'd be interested in doing a little promotion like that. And I'm like, yes, I think my subscribers would absolutely love a little something, something from the Witch's Moon. So we're definitely going to be doing something like that. Mead, I make mead. Oh, God. One of my coven sisters made incredible mead. She used to host this botanical thing where you would go to her house and every type of liquor was available, but it was made with botanical infusions, and it was next level. It was alchemy and cocktail bar all rolled into one to make one hell of a witch's gathering, let me tell you. Absolutely incredible. I had 4 ferrets. I just gave them away. Ferrets. I love the word. I'm not a tarot reader yet or a witch, but I'm at the starting point of my journey, and I try to learn the Tarot de Marseille. Do you think it's young reader friendly? I'm not really into Tarot de Marseille. It was, believe it or not, my absolute first deck. That was my first point of contact, Tarot de Marseille. And other than that, all I can say is that I'm a writer girl, and I think that a writer is probably much more your friend. It's a little bit more conducive to easy learning. That's my personal opinion, of course. My first ever was a ferret. Oh, wow. Hi, Avalon. Does that impact people who already subscribe? Does what impact people who already subscribe? What does that mean? Hey, Tarot Alchemist, how you going? I'm a writer girl myself, but in fairness, I inherited that from my daddy. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. All right, folks, well, I'm going to go and have something akin to dinner. And hey, I got some friends requests. You know what? Because I'm true to my word, I'm going to go in and say, hi, friend. Hi, friend. Yay. So we're friends now. Right. The discount for the Witch's Moon. I don't have a discount code for the Witch's Moon. I just have, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And it might be a statue, I think. I think it might be. I'll have to have a look at it. But that's exciting. Now, hi from Siberia. That's amazing. Hi, Siberia, friend. That's so amazing. I love all the people from all the different parts of the world. If I've never told you this before, I grew up in a completely multicultural household. My mother, I had an African nanny. no, a French nanny, an African chef lady. My mother, Brazilian, my father, Australian. I had Italian influence, Greek influence, Turkish influence. I had so many different Spanish influence galore. Italian, without a doubt. Actually, one of my original middle names, my family middle name is 100% Italian, and our line goes all the way back there. So heritage, history, ancestry, all that kind of good stuff. But that's it. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to head off now. Wishing you guys so much love, luck, peace, and joy. Thanks for hanging out with me. And it's really like rambly, fun, chatty kind of stuff. We've covered a lot of things here, as we often do. And that's the most important thing. But now I have to put my torch on and walk down to my Tony home. And to do that, I need to cross the property. And when I cross the property, it's dark. There's often wallabies, and there's every chance that there's another critter there that I'm completely unawares of. And that critter is not my new puppy, Snowy, who's an absolute cutie, who made its way into my video today. All right, heading off now, guys. Thank you so much. Wishing you only the best. I sincerely hope that you are surrounded by magic no matter where you are, no matter what you are doing, and that the gods are being kind to you. The spirits are delighting in your presence, and that you are riding a creative flow. That's my every wish for you, from my heart to yours, from my family to your family, and big love. See you later.